Welcome to Ship It Stadium. We're going to be treated to a gorgeous day for baseball on the show. It's the Toronto Blue Jays taking on the Buffalo Bisons. First pitch coming your way next. So just about set. Getting the nod in this one. Hyun-Jin Ryu. What should we keep an eye on here?
4-pitch guy. He's got some options to work with in terms of keeping hitters off balance. So we'll see how he decides to utilize those weapons through this start here, and whether or not he's able to mix them all in early, or if he wants to hold something back a little bit later, maybe second, third time through the order, and give them something they haven't seen. It's tough when you know a guy's got that in his back pocket. As a hitter, you really have to stay on your toes.
And he deals. Out towards left center. Puts the squeeze on that one. And there's one down. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Blue Jays. This is a veteran-led lineup right here. A lot of players with plenty of experience, Singy.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Boog. These guys have been around the game for a long time, and they may not have the flash that they once did, but they've got the wisdom to be able to understand different situations, be able to think with the opponent and sometimes in front of the opponent. And you always seem to see a team like this. They come to the ballpark, they know how to get down to business, and they understand what the job is at hand.
Batting third, the first baseman,
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. now outfield deep here, trying to prevent anything over their heads.
He's a big, strong guy, can untie this game with one swing.
Ripped into right center, and that should be extra bases. Now he turns and heads for second. And he starts his afternoon off right with a double.
First pitch swinging, went up there with the plan to be aggressive. I'll tell you, man, it's such a good feeling when you smoke a line drive into the gap like that. I mean, sure, home runs are king, but I feel like nothing makes you feel like a true professional hitter more than a bolt the other way. A chance now to take the lead, and at this point in the game, that could be a deciding run.
Alejandro Kirk next up for the Blue Jays. And he swings and misses, and it's 0-1.
Well, here's a chance right here for one of the better hitters on this roster to get him on the board in the first, thanks to the 3-hole hitter extending the inning. Good at bat with 2 outs.
Puts it in the air out towards left center. No one can get there. It falls in. Throw quickly to the infield, and the go-ahead run has to hold up at third with 2 away.
Always feels amazing getting a job done when the team needs you to come through. It's just bigger than your own individual stats. Now a huge at-bat in this game coming up.
So 2 outs with runners on the corners. And now it's Dalton Varsho. And a foul ball. And a pitch. Popped up. And that will end the inning. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left stranded. So it's on to the bottom of inning number 1. No score. Back here at the ballpark, starting on the mound in this one, Alek Manoah.
Well, I'm interested to see how he utilizes his sinker to this lineup, Boog. You know, it's not necessarily his go-to primary pitch, but he does mix it in when he needs it. He's just got to make sure that it's not flat. Otherwise, it's going to get hit hard. So look for him to throw it up there when he needs a big double play, a ground ball, something like that to get out of an inning, change it up for a hitter. Also, get those hitters looking down so that it opens up the top of the strike zone, especially late in an at-bat.
Now fly ball to right center. And no one can get there. It falls in. Into second with a double, and they've got something brewing now.
Well, that started and ended pretty quickly. No messing around right there. I love the approach he had right there with that pitch. Not trying to do too much, but still looking to drive it, and that's exactly what he's able to do into the opposite field gap for the double.
Now the number 2 hitter, Cullen Large. In the air, right field, and that is Springer. Pulls it down, and he makes the catch. And there's one down. Throw behind the runner, and they've got him doubled off.
Definitely a weird play right there, and it changes the outlook of the inning completely. Nice job by the defense to take advantage and get 2 outs out of it, but on the flip side, I have to think they're going to have some discussions and probably some lessons learned about the base running decisions that were made.
Now the left fielder, Brock Lundquist. Swing and a line drive, base hit out of the center field. Just kind of sliced that one into center.
Wastes no time there. That's about as textbook as it gets. Got his stride to load out of the way early. He stayed inside that ball and squared it up out front. Man, that was like he was in the cage hitting off a tee. And now let's see if they force some action with good wheels on the bases.
And now it's going to be number 21. Lundquist, the runner at first with 2 gone. On the ground, Merrifield picks it up. They get the force, and that ends the inning. End of 1, and we're still scoreless. Welcome back, and here is Matt Chapman. It's interesting, he plays kind of a power spot defensively, but runs pretty well. So when you're looking at that position, you're not expecting someone that has maybe above average speed, but he does. And that should be extra bases. And just a single as they hustle the ball back to the infield. Santiago Espinal next up for the Blue Jays. Line drive, makes the grab, 1 away.
The second baseman,
Whit Merrifield up to the plate.
Definitely wants to stay out of the double play here. Ball on the ground in the infield. Should be an inning-ending double play.
Base hit center field. Should be extra bases. Makes the turn at second, heads for third. Chapman headed home. He scores on the board first. It's 1-0. Safe. He beats it.
Puts a run on the board and picks up an RBI. That's where a lot of triples lie. The opposite field gap. Man, you can see it in front of you the entire way. He went with that pitch perfectly, drove it, and hustled around the bases for 3.
Here's Kiermaier now. Outfield playing pretty shallow. Line drive. That's a base hit out of the left center field. In comes the run from third. And they lead by 2.
Couple of hits in a row for him here. There are a lot of nicknames people have attached to hits like that. Blooper, flare, duck snort, lawn dart, etc. But whatever you want to call it, it's a knot. And those are the ones that'll make you smile as a hitter just about every time. And now they've got some speed on first, so we'll see if they try to get him into motion.
This to center field. Bernard flying after this one. That drops in, plays it on a hop. Quick throw back in. Lead runner holds it second with 1 gone.
Hitting is really easy for some guys. One thing that I can see already, his bat stays in the zone on plane for an extended period of time. And guys like that, they have a high contact rate and they have more barrels because of that bat being on plane. And even when you don't get it great, it's still hit hard enough to dunk something in like that in front of the center fielder.
And fouled off. Kiermaier at second. Springer over at first with 1 away. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. Had him out front for strike 3.
It's a good breaking ball there, just off the corner where you can't really do much damage, but it's close enough to where you've got to protect, and he just couldn't find a way to fight it off.
Here's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Doubled his first time up. Glad swings, drives one deep left field. And it is gone. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. goes deep, and they throw 3 on the board. It's 5-zip. He sent the first pitch over the wall.
Must have dinner reservations because he wasn't wasting any time at the plate in that at bat. Love to see a hitter aggressive on the first pitch of an at-bat. You watch him from the on-deck circle, so when you step in the box, you're ready to pull the trigger wherever it's at. Really good job by the hitter. Total conviction on that swing.
So 2 away with nobody on. And next will be the cleanup hitter, Alejandro Kirk. Lifted in the air, right field. And it falls. So he gets on base and keeps it going.
Back-to-back base hits. With the way defenders track down balls these days, I mean, both from the infield and in the outfield, there really aren't a lot of base hits on balls hit like that. But there's always a little room back behind the first and second baseman to drop a lawn dart in there, and he found a way.
The pitch. Out towards right center field. Bernard glides to his left. Can't get there, and now maybe extra bases. Kirk coming home. And this is going to be a 2-out triple. They add on as the run scores all the way from first. And it's now a 6-run lead.
Well done. Drives in the run. This is why hitters work so hard on driving the ball gap to gap in batting practice. There's a lot of room out there. And if you can rip one into that open space, it usually means extra bases.
So a man aboard. And next for Toronto, Matt Chapman. Swing and a ball lifted in the air, left field, pretty well struck. That'll touch down off the base of the fence. Runner from third comes across, and they're pulling away up by 7 now.
He was all over that one. He obviously put a very nice swing on that pitch and really drove it towards the gap, but I'm pretty surprised he only ended up on first right there. And it's kind of hard to say if there was some hesitation or if they just decided to play it safe.
Runner at first with 2 away. And now the DH, Santiago Espinal. On the ground to third. That's out number 3. But they take the lead on a huge 7-run outburst. We go to the bottom of inning number 2. The Jays are out in front, 7-0. Bottom of the second. Here's the third baseman, Tanner Morris.
The third baseman.
Well, every pitcher wants run support, and having a lead is nice, but it can be challenging for some guys. I think keeping the mindset to attack instead of trying to be too fine and have too much finesse, go after hitters and get quick outs.
And a foul ball. Singy Manoah's turned into one of the better starters in the American League. Blue Jays drafted him out of West Virginia. He was the 11th overall pick in the 2019 draft.
Yeah, and just a year later, a big league all-star. So developed pretty quickly and a front-end rotation guy for the Toronto Blue Jays.
At the plate, Spencer Horwitz. And that one is lifted in the air. Touches down. That's a hit. So a man aboard now with 1 away.
Went up there looking to be aggressive and got something he could handle. Man, that feels so good to shoot an absolute bolt the opposite way. Split the gap and know that you've got extra bases right off the bat. That's the kind of thing hitters dream about when they're falling asleep at night.
Hit on the ground might be 2. Bichette whips it to first. That's it out.
Well, he's doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air. Lets the defense work behind him with another ground ball. Good execution.
Here's the second baseman, Otto Lopez. Foul ball. Runner leads away at second. On the ground to the left. Puts the tag on him, and that's the inning. So one hit is all they get. We head on now to the top of the third. Jays lead it 7-0. And welcome back on to the third inning. Now it's the second baseman, Whit Merrifield. And a pitch. Line drive, and that's a base hit to right.
Up next to the Blue Jays, the center fielder.
Tough game for him so far, Boog. Another hit, and they've just been knocking him around through the first 2+. He's got to get things back on track, maybe junk a pitch that isn't working, or he might not last much longer.
Here's Kevin Kiermaier. Singled and drove in a run his first time through. And there's a foul ball.
Well, these Blue Jays doing a good job at the plate with runners on base, and that can be a key difference maker in the game. They put a bunch of runs on the board, thanks in large part to 4 hits with runners in scoring position.
Drops for a hit. He couldn't run it down. Lead runner to second, so 2 on and nobody out.
Up next to the Blue Jays.
Back to the leadoff spot in the Blue Jays lineup. Here's George Springer. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. They won't test it here. Bases loaded, no outs.
Didn't take long to get a result for that at bat. I really like that swing, man. He didn't just push it the other way through the infield. He drove it that way, and it kind of makes me think he was thinking opposite field as he stepped into the box. Got it.
Bounce to the left side. He comes home with it. And he'll be safe at first.
Now batting, the first baseman, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
So up next for Toronto, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He's already homered in this game. Bounding ball here, rolls foul. Base hit, left center field. 1 run is in. Runner at third puts on the brakes. Bases still loaded and still only 1 away.
With the bases juiced, he refused to get pull happy. He stayed within himself, drove the ball to center field. That'll get across a run.
Now at the plate, Alejandro Kirk. He swings and hits a fly ball center field. This looks like extra bases. 1 run is in. And they hold the runner at third. Bases remain loaded here. Still only 1 gone.
2 consecutive base hits for these guys here. Just a very nice approach and swing right there to use the big part of the field. Everything was on time. He stayed balanced through the entire swing and just launched that one into center.
And now here is Dalton Varsho. Hit on the ground to the right side, and that squirts through. 1 run across, 2 runs across now. Kirk around third. He scores as well. They clear the bases and they extend their lead.
The batter, the third baseman.
Turned on it nicely. Definitely a little out in front of the pitch, but he didn't hook around it too much and was able to keep it fair down the line.
So 1 gone with a runner at third. Matt Chapman up to the plate now. To the right side. Whips it to first. Out number 2, and another run comes in.
Up next to the Blue Jays, the designated hitter, Santiago Espinal.
Next is the designated hitter, Santiago Espinal. Good contact guy, good defender. Slice the other way. That's a base hit. High throw to first, and he can't reach it.
Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on a line. You know, hitters, they take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game, but right there it did, and he did it perfectly.
Now it's going to be Whit Merrifield. Two outs. That's out to center field. Bernard makes the catch. And that is the third out of the inning. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. Here's the catcher, Rob Brantley. Manoah, a former All-Star, 25 years old, a former first-round pick back in 2019. Bounced out to short. Fires across the diamond. One up, one down.
Fastball groove right down the middle. Usually a lot of damage done with that pitch. A hard grounder, but he wanted to get that ball in the air, maybe drive it into the gap.
Here's the center fielder, Winton Bernard. Doubled in his first AB. And a pop-up, right side, foul territory. And that will drop foul. Manoah, in his second season, he features a four-seam fastball, a slider, a sinker, and he works in a changeup. Strike two. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again.
Man, he'd like to have that pitch back.
Bounced up the middle. Into the outfield. Base hit. So they get a man aboard with a one-out single.
Well, that certainly feels good when you can win the at-bat after being down in the count, up against it with 2 strikes right there. Once you get the ball by the pitcher, there's a lot of base hits up the middle, even on ground balls. So a nice job to use that big hole and get himself a hit.
And now, on the ground left side, 6. Oh, the throw is over his head.
That's a dangerous throw for the first baseman to try to handle right there. Exposed him to a potential collision, and we've all seen some of the ugly ones over the years on plays similar to that one. So it's great nothing came out of that other than the throwing error.
So up next, Brock Lundquist. In the air, left field. And that's a base hit. Throw comes in quickly as the lead runner at third gets the stop sign.
The first baseman, number 21.
One down. Now here is number 21. Swing and a ball lifted left field. Varsho makes the grab. 2 down.
The batter, the third baseman, Tanner.
Now the third baseman, Tanner Morris. He struck out swinging at his first at bat. Fought off foul. Swing and a liner foul off to the right. The 0-2. And a swing and a miss, and that is the ball game.
Well, I don't know what they did in the cage today or on the field for batting practice, but when you win by double digits, something is clicking. That batting coach feels pretty good about himself right now, but more so the players. They can't wait for the next one. Come back out, score, and get another W.
Final score in this one, 13-0. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi saying so long.
Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 36 minutes. Thank you.